with the bomb. Jazz is like yellow pudding. Stickball. Okay, yellow man, this will think where the guy comes out of me, and he's like, ooh, what you cooking, Joe? What is the rap music? They're hipping, a little hopping, a little bit, a little bopping, so they don't know what the jazz is all about. You see?
Hey, Mario.
Hey, paisan.
Hey, they call me Black Wong because I have a really huge. What's going on, maniacs? It's your boy Crazy GTK here. So back at it again with another rant video. It's been about 2-3 months since I did the last one. It's been a while. It's just been a while. Let's just say that. But hey, I'm back. I'm back, and I'm ready to start yelling off your fucking ears. So today's topic is game remasters. So some of you are like, remakes? Because apparently we still don't know the difference between a remaster and a remake nowadays. So let me just take care of this for you. A remaster is something that you take like an old game, you just kind of port it and you just kind of like make it like look better. It's the exact same game that you had before, but you make it just look better. Alright, so that is a remaster. They will probably add something here and there, but it's generally just the same exact game, alright? And a remake is basically something that you take that's like the original concept and you rework from like the ground up. For example, since we're not talking about remakes today, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was the entirely new beast that they reworked from the original. Granted, it is half of the original's game story-wise, but still it is a brand new game. That is what I consider a remaster and a remake. So now we got that out of the way, let's talk about 3 remakes that really tick me off. So we're gonna start with SMT3. That was, I think that came out last year, didn't it? Maybe 2020? I don't know. I don't keep track anymore. But when that announced with the remaster HD Ultra Edition fucking wideband TV collection, I was excited. I was at first excited because at the time I was like a huge Persona fan, and I'm starting to try and get into SMT. I still am trying to get into SMT, by the way. But when I first saw that, I was initially excited. I was like, oh, because some remakes, modern remakes, can go really well. It's like, one I can think of is Garo. They redid it recently with rollback netcode. And they released it for PS4 and Vita, rest in peace. So that is a good remaster in a way, because it is like the same game, but they just enhanced it just a bit. But SMT started becoming a little rocky when it started coming out, especially with what they were handling it with it. So in the game, you can there was a guest character for the PS2 version. I believe only over here. I could be wrong on that. I could be entirely wrong. I'm not that familiar with it at the moment, but I haven't played it in a while. But you could, initially, in the original PS2 version, you could play as Dante. And there was an updated version, I believe only in Japan, where you play as Raiden, I believe his name was, which was a Devil Summoner character. So when the remaster HD started coming out, I mean, there were some graphical hiccups, which a lot of remasters do struggle with, which I will talk about one after this. But the SMT one decided to put Raiden into the base one, like the base game for the replacement of Dante. And a lot of people were like, oh, well, that makes sense. Like, I was like one of those people. I was upset, but it made sense. The licensing probably expired. They probably can't throw him into the game. And guess what? You can have him into the game for another $5 or $6 it was. So essentially, modern people who don't have an old system if they want to play SMT3, they have to pay the original $60. You're paying $60 for a game that cost about $30 on PlayStation 2. And if you want to just play as Dante and not Raiden, you literally have to buy extra just to get him into the game, where the PS2 original comes with them for free. This costs $30. At least I paid this at least $25. Comes with Dante for free. Didn't have to waste a shit ton of money just on that. That's a one way a remaster can become really good to really scummy. And I don't approve of that most of the time. So let's back off on that and go back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. No, let's go back and look at an old remaster. I would look at 2-in-1, but I don't feel like it. I've been actually replaying the game I'm about to talk about recently for PS2. So I don't know what it is with PS2 games and remasters. They kind of suck recently, don't they? But, Ratchet & Clank. A lot of people actually don't know who Ratchet & Clank is nowadays, and I am shocked and surprised by that. I'm shocked, surprised, flabbergasted, blown away, because these motherfuckers stayed alive other than Jak and Daxter. Now, both these franchises had the remaster on the PS3. There was an HD version. Now, I don't want to talk about Jak and Daxter. I mean, it probably does have its own problems, but I don't want to talk about it that much in this video. Let's just stick to Ratchet and Clank for this one. So, when it was coming out, there was the game was looking okay, but there was a lot of graphical hiccups as soon as it come out. Like Ratchet and Clank 2, Ratchet's helmet was levitating over his head for some odd reason, and there was a lot of other graphical bugs and glitches, and the first game seemed to be fine, the second game seemed to be terrible, and the third game seemed to be running the worst, I believe. And to top it all off, this was also released on the Vita. So imagine the PS3 is having trouble rendering some of the stuff from Ratchet & Clank. Imagine how Vita users got it. Holy shit! Wow! Rest in peace! Another thing that kind of bothered me about that is that it released on both PS3 and Vita. Pretty cool, right? So, you would think at the time PlayStation was really hammering down on Vita and PS3 compatibility. I believe with the PS4 and Vita as well, whenever that came out. And they were like really doing cross buy on that a lot. Like if you bought one version of this game, you can get it on this for free. It was pretty cool, it was pretty neat. But for what I remember, when the Ratchet & Clank trilogy came out, you had to buy the PS3 and the Vita version separately. There wasn't any cross-buying thing with that, and I couldn't understand why, other than money. Okay, so let's get out of the old school retro stuff and focus again on a more modern release of another PS2 games. Yes, I am talking about GTA Definitive Edition. Remember I was talking about money before? Holy shit, they weren't hiding anything here. So the GTA Definitive Edition is considered the worst game in 2021 by a lot of people. Which is funny to me because GTA 3 and San Andreas is on there, and I fucking love those games. Those games are top quality right there. So how can you fuck it up? How can you mess up two of the greatest PlayStation 2 games of all time bundled in with Vice City? I'm not a big fan of Vice City, sorry. So, wow, they made the game look ugly. Wow, this seems to be a trend here. They made the game look ugly. Shit ton of bugs. More glitches. More bugs. I believe the game was practically unplayable when it launched. So, remember what I said about the Ratchet and Clank stuff? Cash grab! Money moolah! That's basically every company now. Unfortunately, every company just focuses on money first, quality second, and I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that sometimes. Like, when you... That's why I like indie games a lot, actually. Because you can actually feel most of the passion. You can feel the heart in those games. And if you look at a modern AAA games, most of the time, you just feel hollow. You feel empty. That is why I'm actually excited for King of Fighters 15, which is a newer release. That is why I am also excited for Wolverine and the new Spider-Man 3 game for PS4, whatever, PS5. Because Insomniac Games, they had no control over the Ratchet and Clank remasters. But I love Insomniac Games. They have heart in every project, man. So, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, whatever, Horizon 2. Shoutouts to Tommy Changa for not being here at the moment, bastard. So, let's end this video off. I don't want it to be too long. I just wanted to just kind of like skim through this one, go as fast as I can, and talk about what I don't like about modern ports. Old ports, on the other hand, are good. Like, we were talking a lot about PlayStation 2 ports. A lot of PlayStation 2 games had a lot of remasters of older games, and those were excellent. A lot of arcade classics with, like, Capcom and SNK. You can get, like, a whole bunch of anthologies and stuff from them, too, and I remember them being so good. Street Fighter Anniversary Collection for PS2. Awesome. The Street Fighter Anthology of Alpha. Awesome. The Fatal Fury Archives Volume 1 and 2. Awesome. So, yeah. To end it off, let's just say a lot of remasters can be extremely good and awesome. And others can fall down and burn to the ground and no one will buy them and we'll all be happy about it. So that's gonna be it for today's video, maniacs. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay crazy. More rant videos coming soon. And I'm also planning a special video for the hype of King of Fighters 15. Yep. That's about it. I don't even know why I did that. I just did that. Stop watching me! Moolah!